Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Evening Hatter, in there already are you? Chatting and driving at the same time again. Alright. I can see you still win championships with that kind of mentality, but anyway. Paul Scale, evening brother, how you doing mate? Long time no hear. Right, but back to tonight's racing. We are live again for the MDCC or Vroom-Room, DMJ Vroom-Room MDCC. MDCC standing for Manufacturers Dual Class Championship. So the drivers pick a championship, pick a manufacturer at the beginning of the championship, and they have to drive both the GR3 and the GR4 versions of that manufacturer's car. Last week was the GR4s. This week it is the GR3s. We are live from Mount Panorama over there in Australia, and we've got a 40-minute enduro for you guys. Qualifying's just started, but we'll just go and have a look at points quickly before we... qualifying had started, but it's been cancelled and they've changed the settings. So points wise, let's have a look. Hatterlad leading the way at the minute in the chat and driving, as I was saying. He's sitting there on 150 points. We've got Sir Ian right behind him on 140 points. BBR Chad, he's got 118 points. I don't think we're going to see either of those drivers tonight, unfortunately. They've already phoned ahead and said, well, they've been told what time they're going to be having power cuts. How's that? The two boys over there in South Africa have had a message saying we're having a power cut at this particular time. Get over it, and that's it. So unfortunately, they can't race. Oh, okay. Coming up in the chat, then got the pit bug, so we may see a lobby restart before you know it. BBR Sir Ian and BBR Chad in second and third, but yes, not driving tonight, I don't think, not unless the power comes back on pretty damn quick. Ofsky's in fourth. He's got himself 92 points. We've got Miggins in fifth with 86 points. All right, next to Trucks B as well, both on 86 points there. We've got Millerman in seventh. He's got 76 points on board. We've got Green Mamba with 64 points on board for eighth. Is that right? 64? Sorry, 76 points. I'm looking at the wrong column. Britsberger is in ninth. He's got himself 64 points. WPR Speedy has got 62 points for 10th. D-Dot in 11th has got 46 points on the board. Sean 2284 has got 44 points on the board. G Marge has got 34 points on the board, and WPR Riley has got 18 points on the board. Unfortunately, none for Vantage. So not starting races, unfortunately for him. So that's points up until this point. Merch still available. People will quickly nip through that. T-shirts and stickers. If you want any of those, hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com, or via the Facebook page, or in the chat, or whatever you want. JGH Jason Hansen, how are we all doing? We're doing all right. Yeah, it's a Chad and I keep doing that. So Ian and Chad unavailable tonight, unfortunately. So qualifying has started. Driving a bit slow there, D-Dot. Have we still got people stuck in the pits, maybe? Or we'll go and find out in a second. Is everybody out on track? Let's have a little look-see, shall we? So Hatter's out, Green Mamba's out, all on outlaps at the minute. Tricky circuit here at Mount Panorama. It's good when you get it right. It's terrible when you get it wrong. There's a lot of walls to collide with, as you can see. And if there's not walls, there's great big sandpits. Yeah, looks like we've got everybody out on track. So the GR3 class, better aero, more power than the GR4s. I've got a 15-minute qualifier and then a 40-minute endurance for you guys tonight. Hatter, first man out on track. Again, only outlaps. And it's whatever tyre you start the qualifying on is the tyre you start the race on. You do have to use 2 compounds. So just coming through to finish. Oh, just coming through to finish their outlaps then. Green Mamba already coming in. So doing a lap on the mediums because that's the tyre he's obviously going to start with. But he's going to come straight in, put a set of softs on by the look of it. Go out and try and put some hot laps in. What have I done with my fire? So now on the outlaps, let's go back to Scotty and we'll go for a lap on board. So through turn 1, Hell Corner. Is that Hell Corner? Yes, it is. Up the mountain straight then. Again, good opportunities to overtake up here if you can stick to the driver in front and get a tow. Get a little bit of a slingshot past them into Griffins here. Again, you've got to be careful not to run it out too wide or too tight in any of these corners. You can see it's just walled pretty much all the way through here. Up through the cutting. Tightens on the way out. Up and into the mountain section then. Through the right. Got to be careful of the wall. Through the left. Again, down the hill, trying to run as wide as possible and try not to collide with the walls though. A little lift through there just to keep yourself on track. Oh, someone's off skis been into the wall and now through the S's and the skyline. It's a tricky section. The dipper all through there down towards Forest Elbow. You've almost got to drop it a gear per corner through that wiggly section. It's again, you're coming in there with a little bit too much pace or a little bit too much braking. The back end will snap round and you'll be backwards in that complex before you know it. Onto Conrod straight then down the hill. Through the little kink. Down towards the chase then. That section just being put in to stop people coming down here at 400 miles an hour into this final turn. Oh, we're not going to quite see the final corner. There you go. It's onboard with Mamba instead for that final turn and back onto this start-finish straight. And that is a lap here at Mount Panorama. Mamba Mitsubishi smashed on the side of WPR Green Mamba's car. So it is Britsberger leading the way at the minute, 2:03.4 in the Aston. Hatterlad also in the Aston is second. He's got himself a 2:03.6. Again, only 5 minutes into qualifying. Dino into third, 2:04.9. Oh, drags that Corvette down the wall. Trucks B in the Mercedes in fourth, 2:16.1 though. It's a big difference, 11 seconds back from D-Dots. Again, a few of the drivers did come in on that first lap just to swap the tyres out. A little bit of damage on board for Trucks B as well, that's possibly why. Colliding with the wall. Green Mamba, yeah, he's come out on the super softs, okay. And there you go, purples. Miggins in sixth, also now out on the super softs. Yeah, so these drivers are coming in, swapping tyres. G-Marge coming in for a set of softs. Scotty's back out on the supers. And Ofski's is also out on the supers. So top 4 not pit for tyres. Or maybe Britsberger. Oh no, Britsberger must have been out on those. It's only his 3rd lap. Hatterlad now going quicker on the mediums at 2:03.0. A little bit tail happy through Hell Corner. Flipping it, chat's gone wild. Yeah, so we've had the pit bug. Mr. Hansen asking how we're all doing. No race sound. Ah, yeah, apologies, boys. Apologies. There you go. Apologies, I forget I have to turn the desktop audio down for some reason, otherwise it comes through all my channels when I'm reading the... It's only qualifying, we're alright. Yeah, when I'm reading the points and stuff, I have to turn the desktop audio down. I didn't have to. But you got a game sound now, right? Yeah, you got a game sound now. Vroom-Room evening. Vroom-Room in the house. IT43's in the house. Sound all good now. Just let me know. That's enough for you, Brits, but Hatterlad, looking at you far too long while we've been in that chat. So it is still Britsberger out front on those supers. Still putting in little purple sectors as well. Mambas managed to move up a couple of positions into 3rd on that set of supers as well. 2:03.7 for him now on board. D-Dot drifting that Corvette on the mediums. A little bit of front end damage for him to contend with on this lap. Still holding 4th though, gone a little bit quicker. 2:04.6. Trucks B 5th, 2:06.1, so gone quicker after going into the wall. Miggins now out on those supers. Saw the Jag racing in the Team Oliver Racing League last night and had some straight line speed. That was tuning available though. This is not. This is bot on. So loud and clear. Nice. Katie McGill, Hulky, evening. Good luck everyone. Britsberger coming in the pits this lap then, getting rid of that slightly worn set of super softs. Leaves Hatter still out on track on those slightly worn mediums. Why have you got a P next to lap 4 and not a fresh set of tyres? Damage. So the super soft drivers are now coming into their own. Miggins now slotting himself onto the top spot of the grid, 2:02.1. There you go. Scotty also firing up himself around cars on the way up the mountain straight. He's got himself into 2nd, 2:02.2 for him, and another purple sector for him. G-Marge as well out on those softs. Into 3rd, 2:02.3. Britsberger pushed down to 4th now, but now fresh set of supers to try and get that time back up. 2:02.9. He'd managed to get that time up to as well, or down to. Hatterlad squished out to 5th now. Ofski's 6th, gone a bit quicker. 2:03.3. Subaru Mamba in the Mitsubishi. 2:03.7. D-Dot now 8th position on the grid, 2:04.6. There's that tricky section. Trucks B just coming through there as well, pushed all the way down to the back now. Just getting it wrong on the way out. This is an out lap for him, so as long as he didn't pick up any damage, he can have another go at a fast lap here. 2:06.1 for Shrewsbury. Miggins hold on to it. What have we got? Just over 4 minutes left. Comes in the pits. Oh, he's picked up a little bit of front end damage. Scotty in second, so he's also gone a little bit quicker. 2:02.2, not enough for pole, but a little bit tail happy out of there. But now it does go quicker. 2:01.6. G Marge did just take that pole position spot for a second with a 2:01.8 on a set of softs. Scotty on those supers just pips in with a 2:01.6, so the super's definitely working, but will wear out a lot quicker than the mediums or the softs. So a brief second. Hulky, sorry, not Hulky. G Marge was on pole, the Greek god himself. Miggins now third, but a fresh set of tyres to play with. Damage now repaired as well. For 2 more laps. A150 gaming station, great commentary. Thank you, dude. Thank you, mate. Pittsburgher, all the liveries looking good as well in this championship. Again, so all the drivers do have to drive the GR3s and the GR4 versions of these cars. This week is the GR3s. Great big spoilers, a lot more aero, a lot more power. And last week and next week's, so it's a week on, week off. Last week and next week it is the GR4s, so slightly less aero, slightly less power. And they race a little 15-minute sprint race and a half an hour sprint enduro, sprint duro, we'll call that. Oski's sixth then, 2:03.1, gaining time. Just been pushed down to 7th now, off 8th. Oski's drop all the way to the back of the field. So, as we head into these last couple of minutes, is Scotty still on top spot with a 2:01.6. James B has moved himself up into second position, 2:01.8 in that Mercedes. Goes deep through the Griffins into the wall, take some paint off the side of that thing. G Marge nudged down one more position into third, but still good position on the grid for Lexus team driver. Again, just clips the ball through there. It's going to slow him down a tiny bit. Miggins not quite able to get that Jag back up to pace on the supers at the minute. He's got a lot less fuel on board, so it should be lighter. Just to see where's the next time in line, just around the top of the circuit. GR4 Tokyo is 30-minute enduro, sprint Euro, I'm calling that, and a 15-minute sprint. 2 different tracks. Oh, is it 2 different tracks? Oh, hence why we had reverse and normal race at Alsace last week. Damn it, he made me not look at the timing. And Miggins went over the timing mark. I'm gonna watch this one though, I'm not looking at the chat. Not looking. Oh, he's gone quicker in his own lap times, but he's not on for a pole spot at the minute. He's gone a half a second quicker almost. Has been squidged down a couple of positions. Hatter chucks himself back on pole. 2 minutes, 0.7. Whew. Bit of work for these boys to do then, but it's not looking good. We have run out of time. I think that is the majority of drivers just coming across the line to finish the laps. I don't think anybody's out on a fast lap now. So it is Hatter right at the end of qualifying, taking that 2-minute lap time to take pole position. Miggins did come in quicker. That half a second working. 2:01.4 he's managed to get. Getting some time right at the end of that lap. Scotty then, third, 2:01.6. Truxby fourth, 2:01.8. G Marge fifth, 2:01.8 as well. Britzberger sixth, 2:01.8. Green Mamba has got a 2:02.3. D-Dot has a 2:02.9, and Off-Skis unfortunately did get pushed down to the back of the pack, 2:02.9 as well. So only 2.2 seconds between all these drivers across this long circuit, and again it's a tricky one. Livery man, are you, Mr. IT? I don't know why we're looking at Hatterlock. He's just bouncing off a wall at the minute. We'll have a look at the Punisher. Higgins getting himself into second position. Hayden 41 karting just joining the lobby. I don't know if you're a driver. Anyone knows you? I don't know. Qualifying over, we just wait for positions to be set and get this race underway. I think, not sure if there's got to be any kind of setup or whether we dive straight in. We'll find out in about 3 seconds. We're going straight to the race. No breathing room for you lot. Straight into the 40-minute endurance then. Hatter's on pole, but he is up against that Jag. Like I say, I saw it in the Team Oliver Racing League last night, and it was fast in a straight line, that Jag. We'll see how we get on. Unfortunately, it's given us... Why's he got Miggins on pole? Not Hatter. Interesting. Right, we're underway then. No idea why... Miggins ended up on pole, but it is Hatter that slots himself through to the lead. Does he? Oh, we've got drivers off in turn one. Scotty's off. We've got Off-Skis off. Oh, it's chaos in turn one. G Marge, Scotty, Green Mamba all getting themselves back up to speed. Hell corner living up to its name. D-Dot getting tangled up in that, so it is just Miggins, Truxby and Hatterlad that escaped that. D-Dot 5.8 seconds down in fourth. Britzberger 1.3 seconds down behind him, losing a bit of time as well. Off-Skis 0.7 of a second behind him, 0.8. Gaps already. G Marge 9th, Green Mamba in... sorry, G Marge in 7th. Why did I say 9th? I don't know. Green Mamba in 8th, and Scotty in 9th. 13.9 seconds back. Engine damage just through turn one as well. What an absolute nightmare for him. Green Mamba getting away with no damage. G Marge no damage. A little bit of front end damage for Off-Skis. Britzberger no damage. D-Dot no damage. And again the top three just getting away with it completely. It is still Hatterlad leading then as they come on to Conrad straight down the hill. 1.6 second lead he's got on the mediums. Truxby also on that medium tyre, chasing him down. Got a little bit of a gap between himself and Miggins as well. Chaos already in lap one here at Mount Panorama. Sean, evening. Yeah, Jag is a bit of a beast. That pulls out another little tenth on Truxby. Miggins kicking up the dirt, trying to hold on to these two. 0.4 seconds back now. Gets a little bit of onboard view with Miggins on the hunt for Truxby in front. That gap has increased a little bit, 1.6 seconds. Griffins then. get back on the tail end of that great big white Mercedes. Mercedes trying to get on the tail end of the Aston in front of it as well. Nobody gaining time on anybody here then. Catalan pulling out a couple of tenths. Into this tricky section, let's just have a little on board through here. Again, down a gear, down a gear. So precise through there, not to hit the walls, not to go in too hot. Don't get the power down too early either. You can see it's all off camera as you run through there. Down the hill again then for lap 2. Gaps starting to develop. 2.6 seconds between Hatter and Trucks B then. Aston versus Mercedes versus Jag here. Top 3. Just see Britsberger and D-Dot and G Marge in the background. Britsberger just 2.6 seconds down now in 4th. G Marge gets himself past D-Dot into 5th he goes, using the slipstream down towards the chase. Lexus getting itself through into 5th, then D-Dot 6th. Green Mamba 7th, got off skis for company right at the minute. Subaru versus Mitsubishi here then. It's an old rivalry. Hoonigan livery on Offski's car looking good as well. Poor old Scotty, he's had to go in the pits. He picked up engine damage and front end damage. So he's had to come in the pits at the end of lap 1 unfortunately. Now 47.7 seconds down. Again, it is a long endurance race. Still 35 minutes left to go. Can Scotty make anything of this? Watching this on TV and commentating on laptop. Don't get the races mixed up. Let's go and have a look at some little fights. G Marge pulling time over D-Dot. Gap up to 1.4 seconds. Green Mamba and Offskis have broken apart as well a little bit. 1.4 seconds the gap between those two. Scotty pulling some time in. 46-second gap. Pulls in a second. It is about this man at the minute. 6 minutes in, he's already got himself a 3-second lead as we head down to end lap 3. Let me have some brown fizzy pop. Other brown fizzy pops are available. To some glory shots. Look, while we're taking a little drink there. Orange, white and blue livery of Hatter looking good. IT43 being hit up for liveries in the chat. Trucks B then just not able to hang with the pace of that Aston in front. Keeping himself out of danger. Oh, while we've been chatting, Britsberger's managed to pull the gap between himself and Miggins. Oh, he's on the super softs, okay. So that's why he's blasting up and past these boys. 5 seconds behind Hatter. Hatter probably able to put in almost as quick a lap on a set of mediums as Britsberger on a set of supers. 203s on the mediums for Hatter and Britsberger. 202, 203s. He's closing in on Trucks B in front though. threat from Miggins now. 1.9 seconds back, well out of slipstream range. Not got to worry about an attack into the chase. 1.4 seconds now, the gap between himself and Truxby. Still gaining time on Hatter in front as well, so the supers are working for him. You're right, Hulky, the GR1s are a pain. They've got so many flaps and layers to them that the liveries go all over the place. Gap coming down then between Britsberger and Truxby. Purple lap there, 2:02.4, fastest lap on board so far for Britsberger. Gets the gap down to less than a second then through Hell's Corner. Like to have been closer and get the move done before they hit Griffiths, but he's not going to do it this time, and now he's going to be stuck behind Truxby unless he goes for an absolute Hail Mary down the outside or something around one of these turns. Might be stuck behind Truxby till they get back onto Conrod Straight. Mercedes growing ever bigger. Let's have a look at it from Truxby's point of view. Menacing green and black Aston closing up. Now just half a second back. Oh, little kick up the dirt then for Truxby. Manages to keep hold of it. Oh, claps into the wall a tiny bit. Britsberger still unable to get past into the S's, then down towards Forest. Now Britsberger right behind Truxby. Slipstream kicking in, close it up on the Mercedes in front, goes for the move. Doesn't even give us a look. Stone-faced does, as Britsberger goes flying down past Truxby into second place. Now on the hunt for that top spot. Can Truxby hang with this Aston now? Britsberger just able to pull away a little bit quicker through the turns. Still be getting a bit of a tow up the hill. Britsberger 2.9 seconds behind Hatter. Will we see that time come down? I think as we hit this top section through the windy parts, I think you'll see that time start to come down. Britsberger will just be able to pull a little bit of time from Truxby as well through here. Get himself out of any direct threat from an attack back for that second place. Yeah, gap down to 2.2 between Hatter and Britsberger, and almost a second between Britsberger and Trux now. So making the supers work early on for Britsberger. He's going to have to put another compound on, which will be the mediums. Ooh. Thought Truxby was going to take some more paint off the side of that Mercedes. So back onto this Conrod Straight then. Trux in third, Miggins fourth in the Jag. 3.7 seconds down now. G Marge on the mediums in fifth, 5.3 seconds back. Big gaps developed in this race due to that collision that happened early on off the line pretty much into turn one. D-Dot then been overtaken by Green Mamba as well. Scotty up into 8th. Again, picked up the most damage in that turn 1 incident. Engine damage, front end damage, had to creep his way around lap 1, get himself into the pits, came out the pits about 50 seconds behind. And now he's got the mediums on board. He's got half a tank of fuel. He's got 27 minutes of this race to go. He's under a little bit of pressure from off-skis. Literally bumper to bumper between through there, those two. Sounding good as well. Off skis, thinking about going for a move. Not working at the minute. Let's just go and have a look what's happening up front. That gap's still coming down there between Hatter and Britsberger. Aston versus Aston out front. Mercedes in third. Britsberger still bringing that time well out of danger from Truck's B attack now. 2.1 seconds behind Britsberger. That gap down to 1.2 between Hatter and Brits. 1.1 as they come into the chase. Oh, a little bit squirrely through there for Hatter. When will the super softs fall off for Britsberger? Is he going to run it just to fuel? I'd have thought so, looking at how much he's got on board. Hatter's got a little bit more on. Might be able to go a lap or two more than Britsberger. Then in the slip range of Hatterlad in front. And it is Aston versus Aston. It is only really the drivers and the tyres that make a difference. .7 of a second. With Britsberger then looking to chase down the second Aston, or the first Aston. So close to that wall on the run through there. A little bit of a lift through here, not to run it out too wide into this tricky section, down into fourth already, down into third. Oh, wide through there, down into second. Slides it through that final turn. Isn't able to close up on Hatter through there, down to Forest Elbow, then back onto the onto Conrod Straight. Now 0.5 of a second. And closing. Can Britsberger make the move before the chase? He backs off on the way through the little kink. Been a dangerous move if he'd attempted it. I'm sure they're both good enough drivers, they could have handled it, but the slightest little mistake. Well, that's Britsberger coming in the pits, so look, not getting in the way of his fellow driver. Out of fuel, getting a different set of tyres on as well. Hatterlad then stays out. Just under quarter of a tank, probably another 2, maybe 3 laps on that, depending how well he's able to possibly conserve fuel. So that puts Miggins now into second place. Trucks B's also come in this lap. Gene Marge pops himself into third, not stopped yet either. Still got quarter of a tank on board for him as well. Green Mamba just under quarter of a tank. Plenty of life left in the mediums. D-Dot's quarter of a tank. Again, plenty of life left in those mediums. Britsberger being released. On track in 6th place, now 33 seconds back from Hatter. They were literally bumper to bumper as they came in. He's out on another set of super softs. He will have to stick a set of mediums on at some point. Trucks B has also come out on the supers, 4 seconds down from Britsberger. We'll see what happens when Hatter comes in. Still out on those mediums. Still, is he going to get 2 laps? I think he might only get another lap out of that fuel. He might even risk it for a chocolate biscuit and come in this lap. Has he not put all the fuel in, Sean? Did he not put a full... Oh no, he went for a full tank. But he's not done bad, he's done what? So he's done about 18, 17 minutes on those supers. Stays out for another one then. Just as he crosses the line, his fuel tank flicks red. Tells him he's got about 1 more lap left on board. Starts at lap 10 here then at Mount Panorama. Miggins into second, still not stopped either. Again, about he's got actually more fuel on board than Hatter. About it at all. Tyres still looking good on that Jag as well. G Marge still looking pretty good. His tank not flashed red at him yet either. D-Dot into 4th, similar position. The Corvette, funnily enough, using the least amount of fuel. I know D-Dot only weighs about as much as a bottle of pop, but Corvette would make up for that. Brits then back out on another set of supers, up into 5th position. And taken 4 seconds out of Hatter's lead. Down to 20, oh, he's still taking time out, 28.7 seconds. Just keeps it out of the wall there. Precision driving here from Britsberger. Dutch destroyer. Hatter through the chase then, still got enough fuel on then, not have to worry about fuel saving as he comes towards the pit entrance. Oh, Miggins gets the chase wrong though, onto the grass he goes. There goes Hatter into the pits. Miggins will be in this lap as well. G Marge will follow them in. D-Dot probably depends when his tank. Oh, a bit of off-roading as well for D-Dot. I don't think he'll risk another lap, will he? No, in he comes as well. So where does Britsberger come out in relation to Hatterlad? Crosses the line, puts himself into the top spot for now, but yes, so gets out way ahead of Hatter. Trucks B also out in front of him on the super softs. Hatterlad just comes out behind on the softs then into 3rd position, 1.1 back from Trucks. Trucks came in a couple of laps before that. He's already got 3/4 of a tank on board, so his car will be lighter. He's on the super softs, which are the faster tyre as well, so you might see, yes he is, he's pulling a little bit of time over Hatter. 1.3 seconds that gap. Hatter on the slightly slower tyre with the heavier car as well due to the full fuel tank. Yeah, I think he's got to Vroom-Room. He's got to put the mediums on anyway, so he can do what he wants, I suppose. It's just as long as he gets that set of mediums on. Is there a minimum? Is there 3 laps minimum or something on the mediums? Brits then at 5.2 seconds out front. not able to drag himself away from Hatter. Hatter's managed to keep that gap down to, well, it's got it down to less than a second. And closing. Gets a little bit of a toe down here as well. Maybe even the heavier car working in his favour. Down the hill. Truxby in front using every inch of this circuit. You can see he's just managing to kick up a bit of dirt. Hatter keeps it within a second. Back into Hell's Corner. Loses a tiny bit of time through there. Nothing to write home about really, about a tenth of a second. One out lap plus 1 lap to pit. Okay. Slightly sideways through there for Hatter as he tries to keep up with Truxby. He's got to be careful he doesn't blow these tyres out too quickly on the hunt for that second position. Maybe just try and stick with Truxby, let the softer tyre wear itself out. Such a tricky section through there. Feather in the throttle through there, Hatter lad. Down through the gears. Laminate through that final little left-right into the S's. Back down towards Forest Elbow. Gets that gap down to 0.7 of a second. Needs to get a good exit here. Keeps the gap at 0.7 and closing. We might see a Hatter lad move. I don't think he's going to close enough. He might before the chase. Got to get past that wide Mercedes though. Trucks has literally only got to put that in the middle of the circuit. There you go. Exactly what he does. Just closes the door on Hatter. But now Hatter gets the better exit out of the chase and goes to the move down into the final turn. Gets that position, into second he goes. What will Truxby be able to do anything about that? Oof. We'll see. Fastest lap on board then for Hatter, 2:01.4. Now on the hunt for first place, Britsberger, way up the road there, 5.2 seconds. 5.3. That's enough of you top 3 robots. Miggins fourth, 11.1 seconds down, out on a set of softs for stint 2. G Marge another 3.9 seconds down in fifth set of softs for stint 2. Scotty's left the room. Scotty's left the room. I don't know what's happened there. Green Mamba in sixth. 9.6 seconds down. D-Dot's not that far back actually, just 2 seconds. Oof, might be a little bit further back now. He just collided with that wall. Yeah, loses a couple of tenths through there. And Offskis just comes out the pits. Fresh set of super softs on board for his next stint. See what he can do with those. Subaru sounding good. Up the mountain straight. Back on with race leader Britsberger then. Still pulling a little bit of time over Hatter. 5.3, nearly 5.4 second lead. So does Britsberger remember the rules for mediums? Truxby just hanging on to Hatter for that third at the minute. Let's go and have a look at that D-Dot Green Mamba fight. That was getting a little bit close, but the gap's stretching out 2.5 seconds now. It wasn't 2 seconds between Mamba and D-Dot. Again, unfortunately, the turn 1 incident broke the pack up immediately. Shortcuts, D-Dot. Shortcuts. Not sure about that. Off skis then on that fresh set of super softs. 31.4 seconds down, unfortunately. And only 12 minutes left in this race. Might be a tall order for any positions for off skis, unless other drivers have come in the pits. So Britzberger not able to pull any more time at the minute. 5.2 seconds, 5.3. Hatter is driving the life out of his Aston now, looking to close that gap up. Just not able to do it through those S's. Still got Truxby in his rearview mirror as well. Just waiting for a slight mistake from Hatter. There the gaps begin. Miggins then fourth, 11.7 seconds back. G Marge slowly creeping up onto the back end of Miggins. 3.7 seconds the gap between these two. That might be a surprise last lap for Miggins. It suddenly gets filled up with a great big, almost camouflaged Lexus. Yeah, D-Dot's struggled a little bit. He's lost a lot of time then to Green Mamba. Trucks B comes in the pits now then. Drops himself out of that third place chase of Hatter. Allows Miggins to take that position. And the gap has come down 4.8 seconds. Hatter's on an absolute stomp right in this last stint. He's going to run to the end on those softs. 10 minutes left. Is he? He's putting in some good lap times. 4.6 seconds down from the leading Aston of Britzberger. Starting to show a fair bit of wear on those supers. Again, still got to think about putting on the mediums as well, has Britzberger, so that might just throw him right down the order when he comes in. Miggins then into third. Half a tank of fuel on board, plenty of life left in those softs. G Marge into fourth, but he has got Trucks B now on another set. Oh, Trucks B's picked up a 1.7 second penalty as well. He's got to lose that. He's on a fresh set of supers. Were you on mediums for stint one? I think you were, Trucks B. Yes, because I think you were one of the first drivers to come in, I believe. Get rid of those mediums and onto the super softs early on. Green Mamba then won't be able to keep up with Trucks B as he storms down the Conrad Straight. Still got to think about that penalty though. D-Dot in seventh. He's picked himself up some damage as well as D-Dot. Now Britzberger comes in. So Hatter goes through to retake race lead. Miggins goes, what is he? He's going to have to take on board fuel as well, and he's picked up damage as well, Britzberger. It's all kicking off here right at the end of this race. Hatter then into the lead, now 11.3 seconds up the road from Miggins. Just under 8 minutes remaining. Now, I believe Miggins was on the mediums for stint one as well, so if he doesn't have to stop for fuel, could be on for a second place here. He's under a little bit of pressure from G Marge. He keeps yo-yoing that gap up and down. It's back down to 2.8 seconds between himself and Miggins in front. grasp of that Lexus. Into this tricky dipper section. Nice and tight through there for G Marge. Still not able to take any time out of Miggins in front. Miggins does just take a little bit out of the wall on the way out. Doesn't look to have slowed him down a little bit. G Marge gets a 10th on him because of that little mistake. A couple of tenths now. Trucks B then in 4th, still holding that penalty. Might hold on to that. Just try and lose it before the line at the end of the race. Could slowly but surely drop it off on these next few corners, but why would you do that? Racing. Green Mamba in 5th then. Blitzberger now 1.5 seconds back. Comes out in 6th position on the medium tyre for this final stint. Be able to make those work for anything else other than 6th position. Again, he's had 2 stints on supers. The mediums could catch him out if he's not ready for them, if they suddenly let go. D-Dot just comes through Hell's corner and into the wall. Must have span it up on the outside of that corner. Peeled himself across the road. He's now picked up front end damage completely. He's got a broken engine and he has just passed the pit exit. So now he's got a long slow lap himself all the way back to the pits right at the end of this race here. This is exactly what happened to Scott in lap 1, turn 1. So off skis is going to be given a position on a plate. As D-Dot creeps his way round, he won't be able to get up to full speed. It won't go around corners properly. His steering wheel's probably sitting on what's the word without swearing? Askew. It's not straight. So back up front, Hatter now 9.1 seconds ahead of Miggins. Putting in similar lap times at the minute, but in the background of that shot, we've just seen a G Marge close right up on Miggins. 1.3 seconds the gap as they come round to finish lap 17. 4 minutes left on the clock. So they're going to see 2 laps. Are we going to see G Marge get past Miggins for that second? Where's he closing up? I can imagine he's closing up through this wiggly mountain section, because the Jag is a beast in a straight line. Big shout out to Sir Ian and Chad if they managed to get their power on yet. Unfortunately, they were given a time when they were going to have a power cut, and lo and behold, they've not been able to race. Those 2 brothers over in South Africa. Yeah, unable to race tonight, so shout out to you boys if you do catch the stream. Oof. Taking all the risks then, G Marge. He's not gaining anything on Miggins at the minute. Oof, a little bit sideways through there as well. Does well to hold the rear of that. Gains another couple of tenths through there. Oof, takes a little bit of the wall out himself, but he does close back up on Miggins. Gap now down to 1.3 seconds. A tiny bit of wall collision has cost him on the run down the Conrod Straight. seconds as they go through the chase. Down towards Murray's final corner. They've got one more lap to do after this. Oh, are they going to squeeze 2 in? No, they're not going to squeeze 2 in. So, literally 2 minutes on the clock. The laps being 2:02s, 2:03s. The time is going to run out just as they come across the line, literally now, all down to G Marge closing up on Miggins if he can. Hatter, unfortunately, is way too far up the road. Why haven't you gone to Hatter? Why haven't you gone to Hatter? 7.2 seconds. He is going to see another lap. So the battle is on here between Miggins and G Marge, down to 0.5 of a second as they come up the cut-in. On board with Miggins, looking back at G Marge on the hunt. Holds it at 0.5 of a second, needs to stick with Miggins if he wants to have any kind of attempt to attack down the Conrod Straight. Brings it even closer through there, down into the dipper then. All over the back end of the Jag now, the Lexus. Just a quarter of a second it was down to as they were coming through there. Oof, Jag going defensive. It could have been a mistake. Oh, G Marge thinks about a move up the inside, but it's not worked. Now, has it got the power to run down the hill? Take the Jag out. Miggins going defensive. G Marge. Round the outside he goes. Who's going to win out down to the chase? They're still side by side as they go through the kink. They're still side by side as they go through the chase. Who's going to win out on the exit? It is going to be Miggins. Oh, G Marge gets a little bit of off-roading going on. 4 seconds left on the clock. It is going to be these two that cross the line first. Hatter's already across. Let's hope he's got enough fuel on board. Miggins, not that it matters because he's already done, but Miggins takes second, then G Marge takes third. Trucks B is going to take fourth position, not that far back, 5.2 seconds. Britzberger takes fifth position. Green Mamba takes sixth. Catch up with Hatterlad in a second. Ofsky's coming down the Conrod. D-Dot, yeah, been in the pits, hasn't he? So picked up an awful lot of damage. Had to go in the pits. And now just messing around on this final lap, I think. Here is, oh yeah, he's got plenty of fuel on board, Hatter. Again, not that it'd matter because he's got nobody else behind him now to hunt him down. But we will watch Ofsky's and D-Dot cross the line first. So here comes Ofsky's to take 7th position. D-Dot coming home for 8th. Unfortunately, we lost Scotty from this one. Lucky Bucky, evening, brother. So D-Dot coming home for that 8th position. Handbrake, yep, and into the wall. And then race winner Hatterlad flashing the lights, had the hazards on. Probably get a wiggle or two down the start finish straight from him. DDR Racing then representing. Into the final turn he comes. Sideways, a little bit of a showing off for the crowd, and there you go, there's the wiggle down the line and into the wall, just as I expected. And there you go. Yes, so some good racing, even though they were separated early on, literally turn 1, lap 1. Pro-Ams yesterday showing them how it should have been done. I don't know who caused the incident, and again, unfortunately, my replay system doesn't work. It just, I suppose, to be honest, I could have pressed it because it does take me back to the start of the race, which was literally just then. But because I've not used it for a million years, I don't use it. So yeah, I could have watched that replay again and figured out what happened. But it did happen, and flipping it. 2/3 of the field got tangled up in it. It was literally Truxby, Miggins and Hatter, I think, that got through. And then Britsberger on those super softs in stint 1, I think, just managed to get his way just through that chaos in turn 1 and then use those supers to his advantage to close up. Didn't quite work out for him in the end, though, having to stop twice and stick the mediums on for the last stint. Cool, that was concentration galore. Yeah, it's a tricky track, isn't it, Hatter? Just coming in the chat there. Cheers for the comms, mate. No problem. Wins for yourself, Ian, and that lovely dog of yours, pal. Yes. There you go, Mr. Has gone IT43 up there. That wins for you, mate, from Hatter. But yeah, there you go. That's the GT3 race done and dusted. We're back again next week for the GT4s. Again, 2 races. There's a 15-minute and a 30-minute race next week. D-Dot just in the PlayStation chat. No problem, mate. No problem. So yeah, back next week for the GR4s. I am back, I think, on Monday for the minis, although I'm not seeing much chatter in the chatter about it. We kind of postponed it a week because I wasn't here Monday just gone, but we had kind of arranged it for this Monday coming. But again, no track list, or is it PS4? Is it PS5? I don't know. I don't know. GT Sport, GT7, who knows? Cutler, come on, get on it. Other than that, so Monday at 8:30, if it's on, I'll try and let you guys know if it is. Mr. Deadman, no problem at all. And then Wednesday at 8:30 as well for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League hosted by Mature Racing Club. And then back Thursday night for DMJ Vroom-Room's Manufacturers Dual Class Championship, which you've been watching tonight. Again, we're back next week with the slightly slower, but I do find a lot punchier, fightier racing. If you know, it's more touring car than it is, you know, British GTs, if you like. So more elbows out and punch ups in the pits, that kind of thing. That's how it seems, anyway. So yeah, that's going to be about it from me. If you like what you watched, give it a like, a comment, and subscribe, and all that sort of stuff if you haven't already. Share it out if you possibly can. That all helps. Thanks very much. Other than that, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.